Welcome to the critique.
Today we're looking at a script for a commentary on Colleen Ballinger's clickbait Cabaret.
It's an analysis of the performance itself, but also, the ethical side of it, especially with her kids watching.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack. It's a passionate piece.
Let's get to work.
Okay, so straight out of the gate, I think the biggest opportunity here is structural.
It's definitely fighting against itself.
Yeah.
The script, it keeps oscillating between these very serious ethical concerns and then, the lighter artistic criticism.
And that just dilutes the impact of both arguments.
Exactly. That's really the core weakness.
I mean, you see the author jumping back and forth constantly.
1 minute, it's about the stale comedy.
Miranda voice, the ukulele.
Right. And then the very next moment, we're pivoting to this really heavy topic of her kids watching an adults-only show.
It creates a kind of emotional whiplash, doesn't it?
It really does. Like, the author brings up the whole kids watching thing right in the intro.
Which is a strong hook.
A very strong hook. But then they immediately pivot. They talk about marketing, then this religious trauma song.
Then back to the kids watching the Blippi song, then an audience bit.
It's scattershot. And the risk is that the listener just doesn't know how to feel.
Right. You're asking them to cringe at a bad joke and then, gasp at a parenting choice in the same breath?
Yeah, you can't build any real momentum that way. The case never really gets to mount.
So what's the fix?
I think the fix here is to reorganize the script completely. You have to strictly separate the artistic critique from the ethical and parental critique.
Okay, so you build a stronger narrative arc.
Exactly.
Think of it like 2 acts in a courtroom argument.
I like that.
Act 1, you establish the incompetence. The art is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then Act 2 is the smoking gun. The ethics are compromised.
So let's get concrete. Part 1, the art. The author should group all the performance quality stuff together.
All the Miranda sings tropes. The face, the orange-colored sky song.
All of it. Even the confusion about the adults-only versus all-ages marketing. Just clear the deck of all the aesthetic complaints first.
Establish that the show, just as a piece of entertainment, it's a failure.
Yes. Once the audience agrees with you on that, you have a foundation to go deeper.
And then you move into part 2, the ethics.
And you need a bridge. The Blippi's song lyrics, specifically the lines about cock-blocking and intimacy, that's your bridge.
So you transition the listener from this is unfunny to this is inappropriate.
Exactly. And that leads to the climax.
Which is the vlog footage.
You save that reveal for the very end. The footage showing her kids watching the stream.
I see. So you structure the argument from this show is bad art to this show demonstrates deeply concerning judgment.
And you end on your strongest emotional hook.
That makes so much more sense, because right now the script gives that away in the first minute.
It says keep that in the back of your mind.
Which is asking a lot of the listener. If you move it to the end, you reveal it when it will hit the hardest.
It transforms the script. It goes from a list of complaints to a really structured, powerful takedown.
Yeah, you want people laughing at the incompetence in the first half?
And then have that laughter just stick in their throat in the second half.
And that journey is impossible with the current zigzag structure.
Absolutely. It also solves an issue with the tone, which I think is our second main critique.
Right? The author's own authority.
They keep undermining it. I mean, they're using all these hedge words, rhetorical questions, almost apologetic phrasing.
Oh, I noticed that immediately. It's just peppered with, I feel like, I don't know.
Am I losing my mind?
Is anybody surprised? All of that.
It feels like a safety mechanism, right? Like they want to sound hungle or avoid getting attacked.
But it just backfires in a critique like.
Totally. And then you have the disclaimers like, I dislike this woman, or she's a freak.
Which actually hurts the analysis. It starts to feel like a personal rant instead of an objective review.
So the goal is to adopt a more authoritative, a more journalistic tone.
Just remove the conversational fillers and state observations as facts.
Right. Take the part about the leaked footage. The script says, I feel like if this was back in her heyday, it would have been instant.
Which just sounds like a guess.
Exactly. Instead, you could just state, in previous years, footage of a live show would have leaked immediately.
Indicating a significant shift in audience engagement.
Lot stronger. It sounds like an expert analysis, not a hunch. It turns an opinion into a measurable observation.
Okay, give me another one.
The part about the kids watching the cock-blocking song. The author asks, am I losing my mind or is that so inappropriate?
Yeah, that phrasing basically invites the listener to disagree.
It suggests the author isn't even sure of their own moral compass.
So a better way would be
a direct assertion. Something like, the juxtaposition of adults-only content with the presence of her children creates a direct contradiction in her brand safety logic.
Wow. Yeah, that hits so much harder. It's not about the author's sanity anymore. It's about the subject's inconsistency.
Right. And what about the family comments? The author says, I don't care if that's a controversial take about her sister.
Just cut it.
Cut the whole disclaimer. Just make the point. The evidence is right there on the screen. You don't need to apologize for pointing it out.
It removes all that defensiveness. The author spent so much time pre-defending their own points.
Just make the point. It lands better.
It's about trusting your audience and trusting your evidence.
Which, brings us to the substance of those claims.
Right. Let's talk about the depth of the analysis.
Okay, so the script makes a strong case that the show is stale.
It does.
But it really misses an opportunity to analyze why the reinvention failed, like on a psychological or theatrical level.
Right. The script points out all the symptoms, the Miranda ghost, the same outfit, reading YouTube comments.
And it just says it's boring or it's dust, but it stops there.
Yeah, it doesn't explore why an artist struggling with a cancellation would revert to the exact behaviors that caused the issue in the first place.
It's saying this is bad, but great criticism explains the mechanism of the failure.
So how do you do that?
You bolster the argument by contrasting the promise of the show with the execution.
So the title, Clickbait Cabaret.
Exactly. Cabaret implies something, right? Adult sophistication, satire.
A darker edge.
But the execution is just a regression to a juvenile caricature.
So the script should be answering those questions. Is the title an attempt at irony that failed? You have to discuss how performing adult songs about sex while wearing the Miranda pants and doing the voice it confuses the whole genre. Is it stand-up? Is it character comedy? Is it a confession?
What is it?
That's a great angle, because if you analyze that confusion, you explain why it's so uncomfortable to watch. It's not just that the jokes aren't funny. The format is at war with itself.
Right. And then there's the references. The script brings up the religious trauma song, and it compares it to Taylor Tomlinson.
But it just says Tomlinson is really big. That's such a missed opportunity.
A huge missed opportunity. Taylor Tomlinson is the gold standard for that kind of comedy right now.
So you need to explain why Tomlinson's work succeeds, where this feels derivative.
For example, Tomlinson uses trauma to generate insight, a shared experience. She synthesizes the pain into a punchline that reveals a truth.
Whereas Ballinger, the script should argue, seems to be using trauma for trend chasing, without the comedic synthesis.
That elevates the whole critique. It goes from she copied her to she failed to understand the genre she's mimicking.
It turns it into a masterclass on comedy writing.
Exactly. And, okay, the audience participation bit with the husband.
The script just mocks it. The whole, oh, I don't know, whatever you want thing.
It misses the theatrical mechanics.
You mean the manipulation?
Yes. Was that hesitation a calculated performance of humility? The script should argue she was faking being unprepared to manipulate the audience into cheering for Miranda.
So she's forcing them to give her permission to relapse into the old persona.
That is a much more interesting point than just saying it was weird.
That's a profound shift. I mean, it turns the review into a psychological profile of the performance.
Which is so much more valuable.
It suggests the awkwardness was actually a weaponized tool.
And to do that, you have to look at the technical details, not just the vibes.
Which brings us to our final point, the speculation.
Yeah, how the script handles uncertainty.
It engages in speculation that it risks sounding conspiratorial because it's not grounded in evidence.
I saw that. The author says things like, I don't know if this was because she was trying to contain it, about the marketing.
Or with the audience bit, is this a rehearsed bit?
Right, just leaving those as open-ended questions really weakens the argument. It sounds like the author is just guessing.
So the suggestion is to frame speculation as logical deduction.
Based on the visual evidence from the vlogs.
So instead of asking questions, answer them using the footage.
Patreon-only promotion, it suggests a soft launch strategy.
That she was beta testing the material before facing the wider internet.
Right. It frames her as strategic, not just hiding.
And what about the duet? The author asks, is that weird or was that planned?
Look at the technicals. Did the lighting cue change instantly?
Was the mic ready and leveled?
Exactly. If the tech crew knew to bring the lights down and the sound up, it wasn't spontaneous.
You used the production details to support the theory that it was staged.
Don't ask the audience if it was fake. Prove to them it was fake, using the evidence in the video itself.
It's the difference between gossiping and investigating. If the spot op hit the cue, it was on the run sheet, period.
And the ticket policy, the switch from all ages to 18+.
The script mentions that as a point of confusion.
Use it. Use that as hard evidence of internal confusion, proof that even the venue or her own management didn't know who this show was for.
That makes the critique bullet.
You're not guessing anymore, you're investigating. By moving from speculation to deduction, the author transforms from a spectator into an expert witness.
It really changes the flavor of the whole piece, doesn't it? It goes from, I watched this and it was cringy, to, I analyzed this and here is the evidence of its failure.
That is the leap we want the listener to make. So, let's wrap this up. Give them a clear roadmap.
Okay, we've covered a lot.
To recap, number 1, structure. Separate the arguments.
All the artistic critiques first: costumes, songs, stale jokes.
Build a solid case that the show is artistically bankrupt. Then pivot.
Pivot to the ethics. Use the Blippi song as the bridge, and end with the climax, the visual evidence of the children watching.
Second, elevate the tone. Go through that script, cross out every I feel, I think, am I crazy?
Replace them with declarative statements. You're the expert. Speak like one.
Third, go deeper. Don't just say it's bad, explain the mechanics of why it's bad.
Contrast the Cabaret promise with the Miranda reality. Analyze the audience manipulation, the trauma dumping.
And finally, ground your speculation. If you think something was staged, find the lighting cue. If the marketing seems weird, look at the venue capacity.
Use the technical details to prove your theories.
I would really love to see a second version of this. The insights are all there.
They just need to be sharp.
Absolutely. So, to our listener, take these notes, restructure for that ethical climax, remove the apologetic language, deepen the analysis, and ground your speculation in observation.
And then send it back to us. We'd love to see how it evolves.
That does it for this critique. Keep writing, keep refining, and we'll see you next time.